what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be checking out the new released NECA Toys God of War. This is the solar-powered body knocker of Kratos. Before we have a look at how this body knocks, let's figure out how tall the body knocker version of Kratos stands. And he's about 6.5 inches in height. Yes, the body knockers don't need batteries. In fact, they never need batteries because they're making use of a solar panel that's featured down below. Just to show you kind of how everything works together here. On the front of the base, you've got the God of War logo. On the underside here, you've got NECA Toys and Santa Monica Studios, which is actually the same company that was making the head knockers, the head knocker Kratos that we recently looked at. A little button on the side will turn everything on, but essentially when it turns on, you'll have a little pedestal here that will just rock back and forth, like a pendulum, I suppose. Will rock back and forth. But before we do that, let's have a look at the body knocker version of Kratos. Body knockers are one of the subcategory merchandise pieces that NECA Toys releases, and I have to admit that I only pick up some of these. I pick up the ones specific to characters that I really like. There's not really going to be much in the way of posability other than the fact that the body is going to be moving back and forth. There's no posability or anything like that into the head. It's solely just a rocking mechanism that's going to be moving the body back and forth. That being said, though, it's a really decent enough looking Kratos, although I have to admit it's slightly on the brown side. I don't know if it's just the camera, but I mean, like, looking through over the top of the camera here, I can definitely see that it's more of a brownish skin here on Kratos, which I'm now looking through the view screen, and view screen's also kind of, actually the view screen through the camera is slightly making it a lighter shade than what I'm actually seeing in person. So I don't know if you guys are seeing a more brownish sort of skin tone. Other than that, it's actually a nice little representation of Kratos. He's got his little shield on the one side and wielding his axe in the other. All the details that we saw on both the 7-inch version of Kratos as well as the head knocker are here as well with the body knocker version of Kratos, although he's a little bit more simplified. For a fun little comparison, we'll put him right there. We'll reach off camera. We'll kind of bring in the other end of the scale. So here we have, zoom back a little bit. There we have the body knocker version of Kratos and the recently looked at head knocker version of Kratos, which is essentially doing the same thing, just reversed. Here you have the pendulum mechanism that's allowing the body to rotate, and with the head knocker, you're actually just getting a spring. So you can see the contrast between the two different representations here of Kratos. They are very similar to one another, and yet so drastically different. The body knocker also has some additional grays and stuff like that in it, which the head knocker actually doesn't have. So just to show you how this works, we've already looked at the fact that these rely on springs, but we're going to move him out of the way because we've already looked at him. To operate the body knocker, I'm going to see if I can get everything really, really still, just so that you guys can see. There's no witchcraft, there's no wires, there's nothing here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press the button on the side. You can see he's really not moving just yet. And even though I'm downstairs, I'm really away from sunlight, it'll still pick up the light, and you'll see. I get him just to stay still for a second. There we go. So I'm not touching it right now. Obviously I'm not touching it right now. Here's my hands. But you'll see that there goes the body knocker. He is already starting to move his lower torso, and he will continue to do so until you turn the button or deactivate, turn off the button on the side of the body knocker. These are ideal for cars, something that's not going to be in your peripheral vision. That's going to be a distraction, I suppose, for you when you're driving. But they're fun little pieces that you could put on a dashboard. You could also put by your window. Window is really the best place to put these because you're going to have the, you're going to be able to look over and you'll always see that the body will be moving. Now, putting this near windows, you'll get probably better results as the sunlight is more direct than what I'm getting currently. But at the very least, you can see that even with what little sunlight I have to work with, the Bodyknocker still works perfectly fine. Yes, the Bodyknockers may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's kind of along the same vein as the Funko Pop vinyl figures. For anyone that says I don't really collect a Funko Pop vinyl figure, there's always going to be that one character that they see in pop version that they're going to want to pick up. And I kind of feel the same way when it comes to the Bodyknockers. I'm not going to pick up every single Bodyknocker that I see in stores, but there's certain ones that I will want to pick up more importantly, like the new God of War Kratos here. Kratos is a nice little simplified representation of how he appears in the game. He's not as realistic, say for example, as the 7-inch version of him in the figure form, but I think he's really got some merits for him for a nice simplified version of him. And of course the benefit of the Bodyknockers is the fact that you get to look at, well, their bodies knocking. Today we were having a look at the NECA Toys God of War Bodyknockers Kratos, which should now be available in comic book stores. If you guys haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. Many more videos will be coming your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.